There's number one. Threw away my worm already. Alright. Get in the net, buddy. Thank you. God, I already lost a wacky worm. Go through those Cincos like crazy. Alright guys, there's my first bass of the day on the wacky worm. Probably like a 16.5-inch bass. Perfect hook set there, just right in the upper jaw. Should be more off this tree. That shouldn't be the only one there. Thank you. Throwing on a light spinning rod. Black and blue Cinco. Gonna have to get another one out of the pack here. Fishing on my favorite lake in upstate New York, guys. It's just a small lake. It's about 300 acres. It's filled with largemouth and smallmouth. It's got a few pike in it. And I just grew up fishing here, learning how to throw topwater lures. During the day, I like to throw the wacky worms on the light spinning gear. Tend to hit that very well in here. So again, just a 4-inch black and blue Bass Pro Stico. I like blue flecks too, but they didn't have any at the store, so I just got black and blue. Not much of a difference. And that's on a 1/4 ounce, or it might even be lighter, maybe a 3/16 ounce wacky weighted jig head. Bass Pro brand as well. But there's a couple down trees over here. I've always caught a bunch of bass off of them, so I'm guaranteeing you there's definitely at least 1 or 2 more fish over here. So we're just gonna keep fishing it on the outside first, and then we're gonna work our way to the inside. We don't want to hook a fish over there and scare all the other fish off of it. So water's pretty, I wouldn't say it's clear, but you can definitely see down a few feet. And the water temp is 80 degrees. So it's nice and warm. There's another one. Feels nice. Another largemouth. Right off that tree. Good fish. About the same size as that last one. Got too much line out here. He's fighting hard. Jeez. These guys got some power in them, huh? Bam, right in the net. Right off that tree there. That's the second one I've caught off of this tree now. About the same size as that last one. Wacky jig head right in the corner of the mouth. Alright guys, second bass of the day. Another 16-inch plus fish. So where these trees are sitting in is close to the deepest water in the lake. Out here it's about 13 foot, but up there it's only about 5. So these fish really like to tuck up into that tree there for good cover. It's a black and blue wacky jig. I don't throw a wacky worm often, but it's really fun throwing it up here on this lake with a light rod. See, there's another one there in that crack of that tree. That's where that last one just hit. Sometimes I've pulled 3 or 4 bass off these trees before, guys. There's another one. Is that a smallmouth? What is that? Just a little one, but we'll take him. There we go, number 3. Fishing all this timber. Alright guys, there's our 3rd bass of the day. Smallest one, probably about a 14.5, 15 incher. Fat though. Alright guys, I turned the camera off for a second and I caught a little one on a frog here. It's fighting pretty good. He doesn't want to come up. There we go. Not a big one, but we'll take him. Spro frog. There we go. Not a big one, but he ate the frog pretty good. I literally just turned the camera off to like restart a new clip, and my dummy made a cast into a spot and he hit it. So we caught 6 bass today in just an hour. The last 3 were pretty small though, so. All right, we're gonna go in and get some dinner and then we're gonna come back out for the evening bite. All right guys, we just got back from dinner. The local firehouse was having a little barbecue chicken dinner, so we went over there, grabbed some food real quick, and you know, about an hour later I'm back out on the lake. Caught 6 earlier this afternoon, and we're just gonna continue our total from that. And we're gonna be out here for the rest of the evening and see how many we can catch. The topwater bite should pick up here in the next couple hours, so we're gonna keep throwing this wacky worm, and then, you know, after 6 o'clock probably start throwing the buzzbait and the spook. So should be a good day fishing. Water temps are in the low 80s. Got one on the frog, baby. Good one. Swallowed the frog. There we go. Well, that's our 8th bass of the evening. We first went out this afternoon and caught 6, and I just caught a little dink in the corner over there. I don't know if I'm gonna put that in the video. And I come over here to these pads and I thought I saw something waking after it. And that nice fish right there crushed the spro frog. It is swallowed. Here we go, guys. Nice frog fish. Sun's in your face, so I don't know how well that's gonna come out. But right in that patch of pads over there behind this island, protected by the wind. So I think we're just gonna start a new count so we don't get confused. That is our 2nd bass of the evening, but our first keeper. The last fish I caught was real small. Spro pop, or not a popper, just a regular walking frog. Good one. See if he's got a buddy over there, huh? 2nd bass of the evening. I thought I saw one waking after it too, and I pulled it out of the pads, and once it got into that open water, that's when that fish ate it. Always have a better chance of hooking them when they're in open water. See if he's got a buddy. He's got a buddy. He's got a buddy. He missed it though. There's a fish. Good one. On the buzzbait, huh? Get out of them pads, buddy. Is this a smallmouth? I think it's a smallie. I got stuck on the transducer there. Thought I was gonna lose him. Okay. Yep, it's a largemouth. There we go. Well, there's our 3rd bass of the evening, and I got some low light here with the clouds. Put on the buzzbait, and we got one. There we go. Here we go, guys. Nice fish on the trailer hook. You see that? Barely got him. There's another nice fish, third of the evening. He's been caught before. Poor guy. There we go. All right, they are gonna touch the buzzbait early. It's only 5:30. There we go. There's a fish. Doesn't look big, but we'll take them. Here we go. It's our 4th bass of the night. It was on the buzzbait. Nice fish. Nice largemouth. Yeah. There he is, guys. 4th fish of the night. Alright, hopefully this topwater bite is turning on. There's one. Nice one. Right off that tree. There we go. It's heating up, baby. He's not big, but we'll take him. Wow, he swallowed that bait. There we go. There's number 5. Look where that buzzbait's at. It is swallowed. Gone, baby. Double hooked. I got you. There we go, guys. 5th fish of the night. They're biting the buzzbait now. Let's keep at it. Keep throwing this black buzzbait, man. It's such a fun fish bait to throw. There we go. Right off the bog, huh? The big one. Right off the edge of the bog. Hit it right at the boat, huh? Big girl. Biggest one of the day, at least. Come on. God, they like to fight in here. There we go. Look at that. He just came off. I got him in the net. That's why you got to get him in the net, guys. It's a good one. Yep, that's a 3-pounder, guys. Look at that one. Solid, healthy fish. There's where he was hooked. Right there. The hook still came out. Look at that one, guys. Right off the bog. About 3 feet in front of the kayak. It's a solid 18-incher or so. Beautiful fish, man. Number 6 for tonight. There's another one off that stump. It's right where I was expecting to get that bite. Off those stumps right there. Alright. They fight really hard in this lake, guys. There's number 7 for the night. He's not big, but we will take him. A solid 15-incher. Here we go, guys. Number 7. Fun little fish. Keep going at it. There's another one. Here we go, baby. It's on the trailer hook. He's barely hooked. Come on, buddy. Man, they fight so hard. There we go, just like that. We got 2, guys. Number 8. Try to stay out of this area. There's a lot of stumps over here I want to fish. Number 8. There we go. They're biting the buzzbait tonight, just like they always are here usually. Fun, fun, fun. Caught a couple on the frog when I started, and then went over to the buzzbait once it finally got late enough in the day, and they are all over it. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, start recording. There's a couple over there. That's a good one. Stay on there, buddy. Looked like there might have been more than one over there. I'm not sure though. It's a good one. Yes, baby. There we go. Number 9. There's a good bass. Here we go, guys. 9th bass of the night. About a 3-pounder. 2.5, give or take. I think there's another one over there. We've got to try that again. There's a big one. He's not that big. He just hit it hard. Come on, buddy. Come here. Gotcha. There's number 10, guys. 10 fish in the last hour. God. Barely hooked. There we go. It's a nice one on the buzzbait, guys. This bug. There we go. It's a little one. Man, they are so strong in here. Right off that stump where he should have been. Alright guys, one thing I want to talk about when topwater fishing is obviously there are baits with a high hookup ratio and baits with a low hookup ratio. Low hookup ratio would be, you know, a frog, that kind of thing. But when it comes to topwater fishing, guys, the best bait with the best hookup ratio is no doubt for me the buzzbait. I have a better hookup ratio with the buzzbait than any other topwater lures. I used to throw a spook a lot here, you know, 7-8 years ago, if you guys look at my older videos, and I would average, you know, 10 fish a morning, but I'd miss a lot. And ever since I switched to fishing with this buzzbait, man, I mean, we have not missed we've missed one fish tonight on the buzzbait. Every other fish has been hooked and landed in the boat. And that also depends on how fast you fish it. You can't fish this bait very fast or you're going to miss a lot. So you just got to find a good speed, steady retrieve, and just let the fish eat it. And you have to have the right rod. So the buzzbait for me, there's another fish. And look, you see, I just missed him. And I'll tell you right now, that was a small fish with the way he hit it. You know, obviously, if you miss fish, they're probably going to be smaller. The bigger ones, you know, pound and a half or better, they normally don't miss this bait. normally don't miss it. So you can see I'm not reeling this bait in really quick. You don't want to reel it in quick. You just want to have a nice steady retrieve. You want to have your rod pointed down and to the side. Do not have your rod pointed at the buzzbait. You will lose a lot of fish that way. Sometimes I'm guilty of doing it. But you always want to have your rod pointed to the side. And we've got 11 bass tonight on this bait. Well, do you guys know why I lost that fish? I had my drag loosened from the last fish I caught, and I forgot to readjust it. Boy, have I made that mistake before. Set the hook and the drag just slipped completely on me. That's dumb. Gosh, I hate when I do that. That fish just absolutely clobbered it too. He waked over to it from the left. Don't know how big he was. He looked nice. There's a good one. There you go. All right. There's another bass tonight, guys. There we go. Number 12. With smallmouth. There we go. It's a nice smallmouth. Jumping like crazy. Backing off that drag. Look at him bend over that rod, guys. Gosh. That was first cast over here. He does not want to come up. God, it's a nice smallmouth, guys. Woo, that's the first good one of the night. Good smallmouth anyway. Right in the net, baby. There we go. Hopefully there's a few more over here. It's a nice smallie. Nice smallmouth, guys. Look at that one. That's so fun. We're up to 13 bass now for the night, guys. Should be a few more over here, knowing how this spot usually pans out. There's another one. It's a largemouth this time. Okay. There we go. There's number 14 on the buzzbait. Ooh, they are biting. Look at that one. Nice largemouth. There we go, guys. 14 for the night. This buzzbait is just getting destroyed. Alright guys, I don't know if I'm going to catch another fish before it gets dark here, but really good evening out here on the lake. Caught 14 bass. I think at least one of them was a smallmouth, that big one at the end. I don't remember. Yeah, I caught a little dink smallmouth at the start. So a pretty good evening. We'll be back out here tomorrow, probably 5:30 in the morning. See if we can duplicate that. I'm going to fish a couple more spots before it gets dark here, and then we're going to head in and get ready for tomorrow morning. So thanks for coming along with me tonight. It was a good night of fishing, and I'll see you guys at the next one.